be what I can be, to be proud, healthy, and I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters. I want to feel good about me and blame no one for my, cause I'll be strong to turn it around. I want to go up, I'm not going. I want to do what I can do to make all my dreams come true. Remember my past, the good and bad, how I made it art even when it was sad. I want to share whatever my gift, and when you're feeling low, I'll give you. I want to live without fear and know that I'm blessed for being, and know that I'm blessed for being, and know that we're blessed for being, and know that we're blessed for being, and know that we're blessed.
That's right, Ashe. Ashe, we are blessed. We are back. You are back with Albe Back. I am ecstatic about today's show. You are on That's a Bar. Man, that title for this podcast is fitting for this episode audience. I will tell you that this is Barcelona at its finest. We have today Queen Sheba on the show. Oh my God. When we get into the crux of the craft, I can't wait. But you know how this starts. Barcelona Times. Every episode starts with Barcelona Times, but there is no Barcelona Times. The Times is what's going through my mind. And I had to take a break because a lot was going on, in the country and in the world. And I just see a lot of our writers and our poets and our artists just going through a lot of drama. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing all the podcasts pick up the drama and stuff like that. And I know when I talk about Barcelona Times, it's usually about a tour or this or that. I usually try to just highlight what's going on in Barland, But today I just wanted to talk about me a little bit as far as Barcelona Times. I am truly just blessed to really start working again in spoken word, and we got some things that are moving and some theaters that are opening, and I appreciate all the love and all the prayers. So, I had to take a break. We had to, make some things happen so we can make some live show happen. I know, you guys see me here in Barcelona, but it's time to see me outside. Because, Capricorns like to be outside in the winter, climbing mountains and shit. So you already know. Another part of this show that I love so much in That's a Barland is, of course, our mic moments. And our mic moment today is our guest. So keep it locked right here on That's a Bar.
Darling, rest easy, the morning is coming. Hey, hey. Similar to the lullaby my grandmother used to sing me. Funny, the monster never come from under the bed when she was around. Her embrace was like being immersed in the smell of cinnamon. Her presence warm, her hum sweet sound waves reverberating and rocking me softly. Darling, rest easy, the morning is coming. Hey, hey. It was one of those nights in West Africa, and across sunsets of the remains of mangoes placed on the equator melted in the sky paint during the sweltering heat of the midday. Spirits in purgatory are responsible for painting dusk, and I would pray as we would head north to Kamasi. The doctors in our camp would find medicine in the leaves, pull out a miracle like cartoon characters pulling out Acme. Why couldn't we conveniently find a cure embedded in the oils of the trees? Read each ring to find the answers we've been missing in American. His company sent him to work in Ghana 6 months months prior. One night, his wife opened the envelope required by his company for his health benefits. It must be the food of the third-rate facilities. I must have touched one of them or laid in their bed sheets. Uneducated about his options, he left around midnight and raped 5 children. Said he would find a cure in the flower petals of a virgin. 9 and bright-eyed, bigger than the soup sauces I was forced to bring her. Annie was one of them, determined to bribe me into bringing her fufu and couscous. Like most people that challenge the status quo, she suffered from being intelligent. Said she wanted her vocabulary broadened so in heaven she could speak to God in English. He must be American. I clenched my fingers until they bleed, dipped my body in a stream they said was holy. I pray every night, but my father won't visit me. Funny, I whispered. I'm determined to learn Yoruba and Swahili so God will at least recognize me. When she wasn't sleeping, she made me a vocabulary list. Madawase, Akwaba, Etise, Iye. I could barely concentrate, shaking her bed frame. Tell me what he looks like. I'll search the 650 million on the continent to find him. He ripped her hymen like butterfly razors to silk linen, killing her with each thrust, tearing her walls until there was bloodshed. Noticed I was frustrated. She said the best vengeance for our enemies is to let them live with their memories. Their deaths will be dark. Not dark like black, dark like forgotten, and their souls erased from the history of the world. Besides, he couldn't steal my virginity. He may have damaged the vessel, but God saves it in a box in heaven lined with angel feathers until my wedding. Why couldn't the myth be true? Let me find a monkey's blood for her wounds, but there's no drinking bleach to clean the disease. Only AZT and a few other drugs reserved for the wealthy, and a prolonged life is in herbs and healthy eating. Ayo, Atabe, Atuante, there is no food here, no nutrition in the garbage the Americans send us. Urban legend lies. Africans are not the ones most promiscuous. Our youth program cringes when planning a sex ed field trip to the free clinic. Panic when the students take too long to study the survey. Glance around and hide their answers with their arms. We peel back their fingers to reveal over 20 partners each. I am anxious and distracted during tonight's lesson. How can I justify how the U.S. claimed to prevent AIDS in Africa in the same breath that sees AIDS in Africa? Our promiscuous government that fingers us in the Oval Office. The FCC that banned Sarah Jones with female empowerment but lets Nelly flaunt teabagging. Over 1.5 million children are concerned if they're going to see their parents before their deaths in the morning, and their biggest fear should be if their team is going to make playoffs for Little League. Before she left me, I told her one last lie. Masanaba, I'll be back. And she replied, Mabre, eyelids stinging like needles. My logic, if I didn't move, she wouldn't stop breathing. I rocked her in a hammock, I made her fresh linen, decorated her hair with wildflowers, picked out her favorite dress and whispered a Tadier. When I closed my eyes, I could still see the miniature graves where we would gather and pray. The news came back to our camp before we left. The American was sentenced to death. To avoid being tortured, he confessed he contracted AIDS at home from his mistress in Maryland. Careless, he put his family at risk and blamed it on his business trip. Instead of being faithful, he gets the maximum for his murder charges. When prisoners find out he killed 5 little girls, he won't make it past cellmate initiation, and I will be happy with that. And sometimes in the witching hour, a noise will wake me, and I know Annie has brought the children to hear me sing, darling, rest. Here's the morning is coming, hey, hey, darling, rest. Here's the morning is coming, hey, hey, darling, rest. He's the only you know all. Freedom. Hey, 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 hey. Get thanks on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have waited for this day to be able to pick the brain of such a poet that is able to do and dance like that on the microphone. When this artist hits the stage, everyone that is of this cloth of writing sits there and watches a mirror of their skill level and why they do what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed honor to present to my show, That's a Bar, our Queen Sheba. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. Yo.
Crazy to watch. I still have the same hair.
Right?
Pre-tattoos, though.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, but just the skill level, you
Man.
are so amazing.
Thank you. I love that poem. I still do it often. Annie. That's a tearjerker. That's a hard one. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. That's amazing, Albie. Thank you.
Yeah. That's what this pod is about. You know, we kind of
You went in the crates.
Yeah, we had to do that. We're gonna do that throughout the show. Come on now, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What's it? Masa Naba? I'll be back.
I'll be back.
There it is. I'll be back. Masa
I'll be
Naba.
back.
Come on. This episode is gonna be called Masa Naba. I feel like I would if somebody asked me, yo, Albie, you talk shit about spoken word all the time. Give me 3 poets that can paint like Biggie. Like the imagery and the draw of not only just being captivating but having our brains see everything that happened. You know, I would have to put you on that list.
Give thanks. Thank you.
Yes. Queen Sheba, thank you for coming to the show. So much to talk about, so much to, go through. How are you?
Oh. I'm trying not to like laugh, cry, and scream while talking. I'm such a and I know you'll, I don't even know what the word is right now. Like, I'm such a fan and friend of yours. I know we were friends before I became a fan of yours, but we've been friends so long. I talk about you all the time. I talk about
me.
Yes. I talk about you to my students. I talk about you when giving motivational speeches. I was like, yo, Albie lied and got on the movie ATL. He didn't lie. I don't use the word lie.
No, I mean,
he pulled his way onto the movie. And I was like, that's amazing. And then it wasn't a small role. It would end up being like a supporting
one of the ones.
One of the 4 people. 4 people.
No. I mean, it's 5, 6, the twins, Devin.
Whatever.
I mean, the whole ensemble was amazing. But I was in Atlanta, which you frequent, and your roots. So many people love you there, and I feel like ATL was good for me because. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not doing this because you're here. I knew you before. Before that, and so if anybody is watching this episode and you just saw the skill level of who she was, now imagine if I had to go on the stage after her or before her, the skill level that I had to be on one take. So when ATL happened, there's in movies there's a bunch of takes. What, I get to do this again? You know what I mean? Like, I'm over here going with sheep and lemon and black ice, and it's Sheehan and Marty McConnell and Roger Bonet Agard and like.
I knew Albie when he lived in New York.
I was a little young boy, a little youngin', huh?
Hanging out at the New Eureka, all of us hanging out at the door.
Bar 13.
Bar 13.
The Bowery Poetry Club.
Bowery, yes.
Yeah. Historic places that was full of energy. What was that?
Brooklyn. You had to cut your teeth at those places.
Yeah. Brooklyn Moon. The thing is, Nels. I think I seen you rock Nels one time.
Nels once. Oh, and then Jimmy's Uptown. Jimmy's Uptown. That's where I met Amanda Diva, who is now Amanda
Seals. That's right.
Yeah.
Dope poet.
Yes. And hilarious comedian. I don't care what y'all say. I love Amanda Seales. I love her.
No, I caught her debate with all those students, and what you would call that a debate moment, and she held her own, and she's a swordsman. She was cut from the cloth of standing on the soapbox. People like us that can pull a crowd from anywhere. Like a lot of people don't know that. I don't think I tell this story, but at the time I couldn't afford to go to Atlanta to audition for ATL. It was initially called Jelly Beans, and
really,
yeah, it was initially called Jelly Beans, and I couldn't afford it, and because I had just gave my sister some money. It's just a bunch of things going on. And here's this director goes, get to Atlanta to audition, right? And I went on a train. I mean, I had borrowed some money from here and there, but then I went on a train and I started doing poems. And I was like, yo, listen. And I knew the 4 train would go from 59th to 86 to 86 to 125th. So I had time to kick it. And I was like, this is what I got to audition. You tell me what you feel about the poem. But I'm already rocking with y'all and winning slams. So they don't expect me to so I'm bodying it and I'm selling chat books. You know what I'm saying? And I got enough money. New York paid for that character to be created.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Amanda Seales when somehow she was at a dinner or at a table, and this was years ago. A video came out when Caitlyn Jenner was getting Woman of the Year award. And somehow Amanda Seales ended at a dinner, but it was just the Jenners. It was like she was at their house or something.
Then we have to be listening to each other and listening to the fact that the reason I am so passionate, and I'm not hostile, I'm passionate. The reason I am so passionate is because I've had such a different experience in this country than you. Because as a Black woman, the government is so much in my life. And it always has been. The government literally said that Black men couldn't even be in the house or else women could not get welfare. And that's a big reason why there's such a chasm between Black women and Black men in this generation. So I think that there's just a lot to understand for why people are talking the way they're talking about different things. I understand why you're talking the way you're talking. Because I know, because
I just don't understand. What am I talking? I just said I believe in this country.
Yes.
And
you can say that in a way that I cannot, because you've had a different experience. Because this country is here for you. This country ain't here for me in the same way, sis.
But she said it tasteful. She backed it up. It was really grounded. She was like, you'll never understand what it's like to be a woman. She was like, be trans. I don't have any problem with that. That's, cool. She supported trans life. But she was like, Woman of the Year.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you, Amanda. Oh my God. This past spring, I got to take a picture with her, and had to reintroduce myself. She didn't remember me. I didn't expect her to, but I was just like, I've been a fan of yours forever. And I always wanted to be her friend. I was like, I felt like we were like kindred spirits, and she's great.
I can see that. We
the angry light-skinned women.
Right. Yeah, I knew I didn't want to go there. But she always stood on her craft too. I think people think a lot of the things that she does is off the cuff, and it really isn't. She has a certain craft about her that a lot of, I think, students can learn, should learn, and should pick up from Amanda Seales. I did an interview with her years ago. I was like a little kid, like you could see us like real chubby cheeked Amanda Seales and Albert Daniels, but I love the fact that you always give it up to people and you show so much immense amount of love. Recently we lost a friend of ours, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and you were in Atlanta holding it down with Georgia Me at the winery, City Winery, and you guys was able to display, just from your heart, almost what you thought Malcolm would have done for you is my interpretation of it.
I do not know how to describe the genuineness of this brother. We talked damn near every day on the phone, voice note, video, something. It would just be about poetry or whatever, about the craft, about, the Grammys, about committees we were on, about poetry, about podcasts, about all sorts of art. And, he was just genuine with each person. And as more people, started to open up about their relationship with him, I found that he compartmentalized the privacy of each relationship. He held it close to his chest and was genuine with each person. Like, he made me feel like we were best friends since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I know he's known people like way longer than me. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that.
But it's you. But it is you, because of you, that I was able to be friends with Malcolm. And I tell that story all the time.
Because of who?
You.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. So let me tell this story, y'all. So, light-skinned, angry Queen Sheba with the curly afro probably was on the way to that fly poet. Probably on the way to the one that he just showed, right? So I come in a day early because that's what poets do. We want to do other open mics. And I knew Albe, but I didn't know he was in the audience. So I do this poem called, I don't even know what it's called. This is for Angola, Liberia. I don't even know what it's called. This is probably. And I'm doing this poem. I'm like, this is for Angola, Liberia, Chad, and Zaire. Everybody's rocking, right? We talking about Africa. Da, 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 da. Then all of a sudden, I don't know if I can curse on your show or not, but
you can curse. What? You're the queen.
Okay. So all of a sudden I start talking shit about politics, but it's about politics. I'm like, like fuck the police and blah, blah, whatever I was saying. And then in the poem, and I have not met Malcolm Jamal Warner at this point at all, ever in my life, right?
Right.
So in this poem, I'm like, I say something about Malcolm being on Def Poetry and he's not a poet in the poem. Like, and I'm at this packed LA poetry show and everybody's already rocking. They like, this is for Angola, Liberia. And they was like, whoa. Because they already knew, because he lived in LA, what amazing person he was. So, everybody clapped or whatever, because it was open mic. I wasn't the feature. I was featured the next day. So Albie comes up to me. I didn't even know he was in the audience, but he was like, Sheba, let me talk to you for a minute. I was like, what is it? He was like, and you know what? I appreciate how you approached it, Albie. He said, listen, I know you Queen Sheba, and you want to stand 10 toes down on whatever you want to say. And you said, but Malcolm is a good brother. And you should probably get to know him first before you start. No, I think you even asked. You said, do you know him? Have you have you heard his work? Like more than just that poetry? And I said, no, I don't know him. I just didn't like that he was on that poetry and he an actor and there needed to be space for other people.
I said, but that's what people think about me.
And I said, basically, I'm mad because I didn't get on Def Poetry and he was taking up space and I could have been on there, blah, 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 blah. Who knows if he took my spot or not, but whatever. I was like, actors have been on there and I should have been on there, whatever. And Albie was like, listen, he is a good brother and he actually does poetry in the community. So you may want to get to know him before you talk shit about him. And he's the only poet person I named in the poem that was like a real, like a tangible person in that poem. And so he was like, listen, I know you're going to do Fly Poet tomorrow. He may show up there. He may not, he's not in the show, but he may show up, he may not. He said, trust me, he can open more doors for you than if you keep that in the poem. So I took it out.
Not only just open, I think.
But you were just saying as a friend, like he could be a friend.
As a friend, he likes it. He knows that. Like even with,
I ended up telling him that story and he laughed. He was like, for real?
Even when Lemon did in these Cosby Kids, thinking hip hop should be this way, or hip hop should be that way, because Malcolm was also really kind of animate about, just using certain language and kind of like trying to do it from a pure level. If you could do it from a pure level, isn't that even more skillful?
Right.
And so Malcolm had just a real conviction but he always, and I guess you got a chance to see it later in years, he always led with understanding
Yes.
that people knew, like he understood your pain, he understood what he represented, he understood all of it, like, and he handled it as such, and he's an amazing man, and we're going to be missing him. I wanted to talk about him more throughout our episodes. I think people think that it's just a click thing and then we just talk about him on the anniversary, but we're going to be talking about him all the time, because he was always the type that would be head focused on the topic of the piece, right? So whatever the title was, almost like episodes of a series. He knew how to stay with resolve to his pieces as well. Let's go into that really quick, because there's a lot of different forms of poetry, right?
But gazillions.
Gazillions. And so with Malcolm and with Saul Williams and Lemon and Black Ice and Georgia Me and Albe Back and Queen Sheba and Jessica Care Moore and Aja Monet and there's all these names of like wordsmiths, Bosia,
I love those.
We could go on and on, huh? Of our contemporaries. Man,
Bamuthi used to dance and do his poetry. Like, come on, man! Like,
come on. I mean, Javon Johnson, Talam AC, all these names
Mo
of people.
Brown, Ray, and just forever and ever and ever.
You are on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore and a lot of people's hit list of being on stage with, like, you want to share a stage with her because you want the best. I mean, and there's and I love when like Jordan and Kobe and they used to talk from this elite level of skill because of the bloodshed. I mean, you drove in those cars, you went to those slams, you won those competitions, but it wasn't just because you showed up. No, you showed out. You will get so creative as well. And one thing I loved about you as a little brother, or whatever you guys would call me, and I was an observer, I feel. One thing I loved about you is that you would grab a topic and really just like shake it to its core. And you I mean you,
that shake
like,
it to its core.
Like you would, like, okay, so everyone has to do 3-minute poems. This lady, ladies and gentlemen, did a 9-minute and 11-second poem because of her idea toward what happened to our country and what happened to the intimacy of every individual that went through 9/11.
2 years later, and it just dropped on me. It was one of those manifestation. It was one of those what is it called when a tree falls in the forest situations. It just 2 years later, everybody around 9/11 was writing, I want to box with, I want to do this. Like, it was immediate, right? Metaphysical, that's the word I was looking for. It was very metaphysical. A few poems have come to me that way, and this one, and it's called Normal. So it's like back to normal. Like, this woman is trying to get back to normal, but it'll never be normal again. So
oh my God! I mean, this is two years. So it's 2004. So it's literally 21 years ago, and I remember pieces of the poem where she was going, and there's no audio that I know of that I've heard in that I could research back so I can remember. So she goes, tell me you forgot your Palm Pilot at her house. Tell me you tell me something you didn't want to tell me. Like, tell me you was having an affair on me. Don't tell me that you went to work that day. Tell me, and then you went back in, and then you would take it, and then you was like, don't tell me that you're under rubble breathing in micro.
Don't tell me you were 6 floors beneath the surface, inhaling smoke as if you were inhaling dust, as if you were in someone's smoker. Leather, skin turning to leather, as if you were in someone's smoker. Oh my God. And because I learned that the daycare was 6 floors beneath the Twin Towers. And so all those children, don't tell me, oh, I'm getting chills. Don't tell me you were 6 floors beneath the surface, skin turning to leather as if you were in someone's smoker. And I swear if they ever turn this Holocaust into a holiday for sales and cookouts, come on, man. Oh, tell me you were cheating on me. Tell me you left your ring on her nightstand and had to take the A train back to, and I think I even looked up like what train would have went that way. You know, I'm getting chills. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. Like, 9 minutes, y'all, and had it all memorized. And then I even brought in some history, talked about Medgar Evers, and tell me you were, with Medgar Evers at the, whatever. Tell me you were anywhere else in history than here. Oh yeah.
How do you come, to that arrival of a topic that everyone's, like, every poet felt they had, every rapper, Joel Santana, everyone that took all these other angles, and the terrorists and the news and the this and that, and you went so heartbeat.
And this was before I went to grad school, but ironically, God sent that one. But ironically, a lot of times spoken word artists, especially me, like, if we want to talk about love, we'll talk about all the loves in the world that we ever had, and try to put them all in one poem, but narrow the focus. What is the one common thing that everybody is feeling? Or more importantly, what's the one common thing that you're feeling about 9/11 or heartbreak or healing or trauma, but not all of trauma? There's too many traumas to talk about. Name one traumatic experience that you had on one day, and the one thing that triggered you and how you reacted that day. Not all the days, that one day. And then so that was the story of this woman in waiting, like waiting for her husband to come home. Like, please, God, just tell me you were cheating on me. Because what is the other worst thing that could happen other than death? It's, we always worry about somebody. You tell me you better not be cheating on me. We always go there, but there's so many other things that are worse than cheating. That's a whole nother podcast. But then it's like, tell me you were doing this other thing that I never wanted to happen in my life, other than being in this building.
Yeah, it was so vivid. That's why I gave you that accolade as far as when it comes to Biggie and the Nas's, and our genre always having this elite thing where you kind of go to a image that you pull us from and you take us to the next space. I think Jay-Z, to me, like, sometimes Jay-Z will open a door and then you can see 3 other doors there, and then he always picks the right one to go to. Biggie would go down the hall and kind of, turn right. I like Reeves, the poet, where Reeves would go, a note that I left you in the second drawer next to the hanger, where you know what I mean? And, what you did to that poem was phenomenal. Another poem that you did, and we're going to also talk about this amazing album that you've just finished and completed and handed in to the world. And I'm also on that album. And that's
my favorite. I cry every time. I'm about to cry now. I cry every time I listen.
We're gonna play that song. We're gonna play that song, but you know, I just want to talk about this poem years ago called Penske. And shout out to my man Jeffrey Marlowe NASDAQ, because we had
that was another poem I wrote that was metaphysical, that I wrote beginning to end. And ironically, when I slammed, I would always have to change it to U-Haul, so people wouldn't have to hinge on what the fuck is a Penske. Like, I didn't want them to stay stuck there. I want them to get it right away. So I would say U-Haul instead. But
crazy.
You know. But if I would feature, I would say Penske.
Yeah, it's and such a pen. You know what I'm saying? It's such a ill name. When it comes to me and Jeff would go back and forth, and he'd be like, "Yo," he said, we used to know all these poems about contemporaries, about our mentors, and you know, and one time he was going back to Marty McConnell when she goes, and you pray to your God, but he's too busy meditating on free will. So we going back and forth, but he's throwing. And then I remember me going, yo, Penske, right? And everybody was like, oh, in the room, like, you know, just like that Penske poem by Queen Sheba. Talk to me about that. And then we can furthermore talk about this record that obviously just like somehow bridged my love affair for your poetry, and then you send me a record that just so happens to speak of, you know, in a weird way.
So Penske was a literal move, a literal moving truck when I was moving from Norfolk, Virginia to Atlanta, Georgia in 2005. It was August of 2005, right before Katrina, but like 2 weeks before Katrina. Like, I got there and Katrina hit, and it was insane. I remember Jeffrey riding through Atlanta like during the hurricane and Katrina. I was just like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm going to get Rachel.
Yeah, we shot ATL in Atlanta during Katrina.
Oh God.
2005, that's 20 years ago. For our brothers and sisters in New Orleans, ironically, you know, for a 20-year anniversary, that should have been talked about a lot more in this country.
Way more.
Katrina. Go ahead. You were saying?
So I'm about to cry again. So another 9-to-5er didn't understand my creative life and decided he didn't want to do it. I was with a man at the time. His name is Brian. And he was like, I can't deal with this. You know, sometime you got money, sometime you don't. And he sent me $2,000 to move. He was like, hey, just, you know, we were talking about moving in together, but I just got back from the National Poetry Slam in New Mexico, where I got kicked out of Poetry Slam. Same time.
That's a whole nother thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I have it in my movie of Spit. They were doing a documentary on
that's right. Yep.
Years ago.
So
that was my documentary.
From Austin, from the team. Yes. So I happened to be in Spit like at the end.
Yeah.
For a couple minutes, because
I mean, I gotta show the clip if I could find it. Because he was like, it was because of New Mexico, and you guys were doing your pieces, but New Mexico was behind stage booing.
And so all the other teams.
And so the audience kind of felt like everyone's booing. Yeah. And then you among with Shihan,
Kanye before Kanye.
For sure, that was he was doing late registration there in that time, and you got on stage and you said, for you guys to show up and boo us behind stage while we come out here to do our poetry shows that you guys have no home training.
They were booing from backstage, and I was messed up.
You can boo us while we come into your hometown, shows you have no home training.
If you don't use it for what it needs to be used for, then it's gonna corrupt you.
Yep, I didn't curse. I didn't curse nobody out. And so
That's
I
what
was
you
kicked out of National Poetry Slam for 2 years.
And then you guys
We had the X's. Yeah, we had the X's. And then we came back in Austin and won when I was released from my 2 years. We won on my birthday. And you know, it was serendipitous. It was great. You know, and then I just quit poetry. I quit team poetry slam. I still slam.
Oh yeah.
After, I mean, I just saw blues in the ill list. I was like, what? I was like, I love the ill list in California.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I would slam again. It's fun.
30 to 90 minutes of uninterrupted music. Hip hop tells you the most rap stars have a mistress and a wife. And if you act right, you'll be rewarded with exotic trips and a neck full of ice. Murder is a way to solve all your problems. So tell us, rap star, Mr. won't give it a chicken unless you can swallow your dick. Mrs. I have to flash my ass and steal your man and fuck him in the back of the rental for the video car. Tell us, rap star, who's got more effect? You do hip hop project, the project is the only way we can connect, or the poets project, in the project, all people. Because how soon you forget, poets are going to start taking your place in heavy rotation, and you better believe the countdown is going to be different.
You know, I in the movie Spit, I talk about how I don't like slam because I saw some loopholes in laughter, and I saw how some people some comedians would go and slam and just make people laugh, and that was just like a monologue, and I saw how the skill level got kind of like watered down. Yeah. And plus I loved rapping. I've always loved rapping. Just never.
You're great at it.
Oh, thank you. Praise God. I just feel like, a couple Grammys, with working my butt off. Speaking of, we do have this project that I am, let's give it up. This project that I'm proud to be a part of. The ironic thing, not ironic, but the segue into me talking about Grammys is because I do have a Grammy for a song called Hurricane. And this is called A Hurricane in Heels by Queen Sheba, and it is phenomenal. You use your voice a lot on this project, just tone-wise. Talk to me about some of the producers, and talk to me about our piece.
Okay. I have 3 producers. 2 are returning from what do we call it? Last year? This year? So I'm currently Grammy nominated for civil rights, like writing. Civil rights, the South got something to say. I don't know why I always have subtitles. That's so funny. So this is A Hurricane in Heels. Healed people don't act like that. And 2 producers return, D Bots from Houston and Mike Blaze from the Raleigh area. And Mike Blaze and D Bots have like these amazing resumes. I got to know Mike Blaze a little bit more, but he's produced for Raheem Devine, for Big Daddy Kane, so he's got this amazing reputation, and he loves spoken word. He was like, yeah, So I asked him to do civil rights. And then when we got back from LA, he was like, 3rd time's a charm, let's do it. And I was like, oh God. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. So D-Bots came back, and then Mike Blaze came back, and then I met, as God would have it. So there's this young lady that's amazing hip hop artist, and she's currently on P-Valley. And her name is Bella Black. And I don't know what her name is on P-Valley. I don't watch P-Valley. Not just because I don't watch TV. But anyway, she's on P-Valley right now, like currently.
Someone staring over the clouds. Life is much better without a doubt.
I don't know what her name is on P-Valley. Her hip hop name is Bella Black, and she's on the very last song as the singer and the hip hop artist. And her partner happened to be in the room, and another producer didn't send the music that he was supposed to send. And she just acted like he was her ride. Like he was just sitting there like, yeah, you know, just chilling. And then and then she goes, oh, well, he has some music on his computer. He's a producer. And then, you know, everybody in Atlanta, I'm like, oh, Lord. You know, in my mind, I was like, oh, God, let's see what you got. Everybody a producer in Atlanta. So come to find out, he's produced for NLE Choppa, for all these big names. I'm like, oh, my bad. Sorry. And but he was just so humble and cool. Like, yeah, you know, I just drove her up here. This is her session. So I didn't butt in. You know what I mean? But so he produced Barbie on Fire, which is sick of me. And he wrote the hook. So he wrote the hook. She sang it and did her hip hop part. He also did Prodigal Son and Prodigal Mom. I'm sorry, Prodigal Mom and Brain and Life in the Fast Brain. I was like Brain on Fire. Life in the Fast Brain.
Life in the Fast Brain.
Life in the Fast Brain.
Which is one of my favorites. What's his name?
My bad. His name is Fire.
That's right, Fireman.
Fireman.
Fireman is no stranger to the show. We interviewed him.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah.
Like that. I didn't know. I learned then that pretty much like as a producer, your job ain't always to create a song. It's to inspire our artists. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever that is, whatever that piece is that's going to make somebody make a song, we can do the rest later.
You got to watch that episode.
He produced Malik Yusuf's spoken word album last year that got nominated.
He's also a part of the Grammys that I'm a part of with Donda, and I watched him. I was able to work with him intimately, you know, back and forth, going to in the Mercedes-Benz arena, and even before that, I believe Fireman was with us in San Francisco, and he was like just hungry and always wanted to make. But he is very, very cool when he walks into a room and he observes. Very, very smart man, and dope producer, dope dad, very loving guy, and a good lyricist too. We got a song called Griselda that's out of control. Like, man, yeah, no, he's a great guy.
I love Griselda's story. That's gangster, no pun intended, but that's an amazing story.
Yeah, she did a lot. She did a lot. Nah, you know, and
sometimes a little too much, but yeah.
You know, but you know, I was talking about this song because the Fireman had called me and was like, man, you snapped on this record. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yo, I'm with Queen Sheba right now. And I heard you like, yeah. Right? I'm like, man, let me hear it. Because sometimes I'll just record and just kind of send something.
Nah, man, that shit was so fucking perfect. And the way that you split, even when the singer came back in with her ad lib, and then you split your oh, come on, man. That let me tell you, I'm so glad it's first on the album. Listen, whoever is watching this now in the future, wherever it is,
yeah,
if you don't listen to nothing else, listen to 1 and number 14.
But that's what we're about to do right now. Introduce the song. Finally, we got in the booth and we got the chance to work with each other. This is Queen Sheba and I'll be back. But introduce your song right now until That's a Bar.
So this is called Rescue Construction. It's actually the name of my ex's business. And I know, right? And it's the reason I call it that is because within the song, we're talking about constructing your life back together and going through obstacles. It just seemed to fit. It was just so perfect. There's no shade on my ex or her business. But she definitely broke my heart, and this song came of it, and it was just perfect. And when I reconnected with Albe, I was like, oh my God, there's this space at the end that would be perfect for you. And he was like, send it. And when he sent it back, it's just amazing. It's my absolutely favorite song. It's tied with number 14 that Fireman produced. So between these two and the rest of the album is just, it just cracks your ribcage open, and it makes you feel every emotion that you want to feel that you didn't know you needed to feel, and then offers advice on possible healing or slashing tires, whichever one you're feeling, you know. So it was crushing. So I hope you enjoy it. And I like to write with my chest cracked open and bare it all. So this is Rescue Construction, aka Rush, featuring Tamisha Waden, and I'll be back.
Sometimes I think healing is like a one-way ticket with no terminal printed on it. You just wait and wait, thinking someone's gonna call your gate. But maybe the real trick is learning how to be patient without unpacking the worst version of yourself on someone else's luggage rack. I fold my triggers tight like TSA instructions, but they still pop out on the carousel when love shows up unexpected, like the night she held my hand at her mama's funeral, and I thought grief meant she had chosen me, but really she just needed a safe place to fall. In Atlanta, we don't just date, we dodge, we dip, we finesse our feelings until they sound like lyrics. And track theology says love is a hustle with holy consequences. Healing is a long distance drive with no GPS and one working headlight. And loyalty be the gas station you pass until you're too empty to make it back. And I know now, love ain't just a destination. It's a messy, beautiful road trip with no bathroom breaks. And sometimes you gotta pull over just to cry behind the tinted windows and keep going. Anyway.
It's a hurry up and wait situation that we face. I'm here, but all of me, cause visitors a taste, a plate. The table like the cloth became a cake. But wait, I'm telling you, my appetite's the safe. The chase was terrible, that really wasn't living. Right here with me. It's where that I envisioned you and me in our kitchen. We were cooking, we were giggling, but why does the U-Haul still have keys in the ignition? I'm a Penske home. I was bribed with the givens. This is trauma, I ain't tripping. My past still got past my insecurity system. Got unglued too bad for this stick to keep from slipping. For my lips to keep on kissing with my eyes closed. Peep it. What defines our secrets? Why can't the moment we discuss it go from hiding all my luggage? Cause my baggage still has smells I can't inhabit. Or else I'm giving traction to the traffic. Tragic, back at it. I'm Gucci. Baggage. The duffel though.
Shout outs to my people over at Crowns and Hops, and love you guys. If you want a premium beer from a black owned distillery, and you go to check them out, they got some new flavors. I am part of one of their campaigns, and it goes like this.
This is the part that is vital, the reach that's inside you, the reason you breathe in survival, believing in you, needing you, grinding you, minding you, shining whoever. You know it, you tougher than leather, you wearing it better. And top of the year, you go harder than ever. You feel like a speaker, louder than ever. You whisper at the bleachers, but they cannot teach that this magical, tactical part of you. All of you needs this, and none of them guess this. Just try to reflect it. Ascension. Elevated cipher.
Yo. And I remember the Penske poem as one of your students in the back of a bar 13, or in one of these slams. I remember that movement of what you went through. Do you find that your poems find you later?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I started writing A Hurricane in Heels because our relationship started to crumble. And I wasn't going to do a solo album this year. I had plans on doing a collaboration album, but the collaboration fell through. And something was like, you know what? Go ahead and do, the solo album. And I had just, we were still buzzing about me hosting the premiere ceremony at the Grammys for like 35, 40 minutes. That was amazing.
Congratulations, by the way. That was
Thank
pretty
you.
dope.
That was super dope. And I was like, yeah, nah, let's get these feelings out. I'm an artist, and that's how I need to do it. And it's unfortunate that I keep falling in love with people who don't understand the creative life, you know.
Yeah. And the movement. I mean, you know,
but I tell people it's my fault. I especially with this particular relationship, I didn't listen. I didn't listen. And I didn't listen. And I should have.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, all hurricanes find a revealing side of what they went through, even when, you know, the metaphor that we worked on when we worked on Donda, the metaphor is that, you know, the weekend is the hurricane, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I see it in 3D. Mm-hmm. All lights out for me. All lights out for me. Lightning strikes the beach. 80 degrees, warm enough for me, finally free. Now, and as a metaphor, people don't really know what similes and metaphor is when you actually become the thing, you know, when you actually become the wave. And for me, lightning strikes the beach, you know, creates glass. So when I said that in the room, it was always about the idea of what the hurricane is witnessing as well. Do you feel while writing the project you became even more of a storm, or does your writing, is it writing healing, or what did it do for you?
So what I knew was going to happen, but that I didn't prepare for, is this is if you were looking down a hurricane, right? And some hurricanes can be like what they call like the mega, the mother, or the monster can be up to a mile.
Category 5. Yeah.
Like, you know, there's several documentaries and movies about how it swallowed hosts a mile around. So what people don't think about is like, oh, you're in the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm is actually the calmest. So you go through one side and you're fucked up, right? Like the hurricane, because it's a circle, right? So it comes through and fucks you up. And then you're like, oh, everything's calm. Nah.
It's the other side.
You gotta go the other side. You got to go through that. Look, I'm getting chills right now. So I knew the other side was gonna come and destroy something. And I was hoping it wasn't the whole relationship, but it did. Like
and you was able to pour it into
the whole album. But I also want to say that every single track is not about just my ex. It's about a litany of experiences, about several experiences. And
the hurricane is a mile long.
Exactly. Like it's got a whole bunch of debris in it, right? It's tossing debris everywhere. And the other thing about having debris inside of the hurricane is you don't know where it's going to land. If it lifts you off the ground, you don't know where you're going to land, or if you're going to be safe, or if you're going to survive it. So, I'm getting chills. And so the reason I made my album cover happy, light, with the flowers going around, and if you follow, there you go. So right here, my metaphor is that I'm in the eye. I'm in the middle, like all the flowers are around me, and I'm like, I'm experiencing, I've gone through the rough. I'm experiencing the eye. I'm in the middle. The flowers are going around. I'm in the air. I don't know where I'm going to land. God's gonna guide where I'm gonna land. I'm in heels. I'm put together, but I still have to go through the other side to be able to receive the lesson and then never fucking forget it again. Because I just, you will prevent other massive major storms. You're gonna go through, you know, little thunder here and there, but
yeah, when I think about the Grammys, I think as far as a spoken word album, that's what we want from our poets, the absolute truth. We want them to be able to bleed on the page because people purchase to see pain.
Yes.
And you did it so effortlessly in this thing, and I'm so super proud of you. We have this segment. Now's the time for the best segment of all podcasts. This and it's where we dissect your brain and your love for the arts, of course. In our segment that we call Mount Barsmore, right here on That's a Bar.
It's hip-hop's Lizzo, really with the shits though, cause the flute case got the thing with extendos. My live on do say, fuck what you and you say, paralyze your engineer and upload the bootlegs.
Fuck Mount Rushmore.
That's right. Fuck Mount Rushmore, because that was just some shit that they did to the indigenous people as a smite. But the Mount Barsmore is the why do you love lyrics and who do you love? What is your favorite top 4 greatest verses of all time in hip hop history? And this coming from such a wordsmith herself.
So here's a gross one, but I got to meet her and tell her this maybe less than 2 years ago. So I got to meet Radhika backstage, and I was like, yo, he tried to chew my tampon with my pants on.
I'm getting money off the books like I'm beat nuts. Make them sign prenups. Word to my C-cups. Fuck with their heads like Kahlua, milk, and vodka. Then tell they punk ass to move on like Silk and Shaka.
And she was like, oh my God. She was like, you remember that? I was like, that is one of my favorite lines ever. Like the visual with that is just crazy. So I love that.
Yeah, that's number one. I love that. I love that. That stuck out. And back to what we love and deem you as an elite pen with your imagery. That was a punch in the face. That was like, pow. All right, number 2, what do you got?
So I got to meet CeeLo, Gnarls Barkley 2 summers ago. Not this summer, but last summer. 2, he has a song where he's, it was on his Gnarls Barkley album, and he was like, one thing about my love is that she bugs me all the time, but the one thing that I love is that she loves me all the time. And I was like, oh, yes, that's me. I overtalk my partners all the time, but I love them all the time. That's me. Oh my God.
That's what it's all about. Like, I don't like to ask people who's their favorite artist. That's a weird concept. But I think what touched you that felt like it was a mirror to your soul.
Hence Hurricane and Heels, why came out so visceral.
And it's out now, ladies and gentlemen.
Everywhere.
It's on SoundCloud, it's on YouTube. I listen to it on YouTube because I got YouTube Premium. And I don't have no ads on there. So I listen to it on YouTube.
Like hip hop artists turned me on to that. Shout out to Soldier, G Soldier out in St. Louis. He turned me on to that. He said when he gives out his link, he gives his YouTube link because everybody has YouTube. And he was like, everybody doesn't always have Tidal or Spotify or what. I was like,
Yeah, especially if you want them to vibe. I mean, it's peanuts on the streaming thing, but if you want them to vibe and soak it in, YouTube, and then they could add it in their playlist for their, But and I hope we get a lot of hits and comments about this. But I want to hear what is number 3 on her list of lyrics.
Sometimes genius just comes out of the most simple things. And when Amir Suleiman said, I am danger.
I am not angry. I am anger. I am not dangerous. I am danger.
Like, get your life together. Like, when you see, I am danger. Like I just the whole y'all have to listen to it. The whole track is like it's just he just goes on like I would blah, blah, blah. It's all poetry and it's all like because of my poetry I am powerful. I am in your face. I will mirror you. I will make you think I am danger.
It's somewhere between reading sad poems and 40 ounces of gasoline crashing through windows. It is between plans and action. It is between writing letters to congressmen and clapping the captain. It is between raising legal defense funds and put a gun on the bailiff and taking the judge captive. It is between prayer and fasting, between burning and blasting. Freedom is between the mind and the soul, between the lock and the load, between the zeal of the young and the patience of the old. Freedom is between the finger and the trigger. It is between the page and the pen. It is between the grenade and the pen, between righteous anger and keeping one in the chamber. So what can they do with a cat with a heart like Turner, a mind like Douglas, a mouth like Malcolm, and a voice like Chris? That is why I am not dangerous, I am danger.
And I was just like, oh yeah. But it's the way he does it, it's a positive danger. So it's crazy. It's just,
or it's all the spectrum of whatever you want to take it, but either way, know that it's a force and a velocity that man, Amir Suleiman, shouts to my brother. Such a man.
Craziness.
Out of controlness.
Didn't he get nominated the first year in his album?
I don't know. I don't keep up with I don't keep up with it. I try to because I do care, but when it comes to I wrote a poem when I was 19 and I miss it. I miss the cadence of like sometimes I miss you. It goes, sometimes I miss you like paper misses the rainforest. Or like wine and vines. I didn't just visit you. We were the same needles, same thread, same stitch, same fix was needed. We, a couple of Cabbage Patch Kids left in the trash depleted. Like once we owned a cabin overlooking a young 1491 US. Just us, tatted on our hearts before anyone else tried to discover it. I kissed you then. I kissed you hard like extinction and excited like completion because I knew I'd see you again. I knew I'd see you again is what I whispered to you on an island far from isolated, mining diamonds in hopes that our pain will bring someone's fingers joy. I fell for you, bloody lip and all, chains around your wrists, fists full of reasons to jump overboard. When our skin droughted out our fountains, you tore my mind free, even though we just hung together. Lips blue. You said olive juice from across the burning cross, and I knew what you meant. It meant meet me by the vine near the rainforest, like you knew you'll see me again. And so like poetry like that is like comes from like you and like all my teachers that I was under. I remember that time. Like you could tell that student vibe of like, you know what I'm saying? Like lemons there, like you see what I'm saying? Like even how I end that poem was very Jessica Care Moore when I was like, like comma, period. Like I took from you guys, and I enjoyed it. But then
that sounds very like when Ainsley Burroughs wrote The Butterfly Effect.
Right. Shouts to him. Yo, that poem was for me. That poem, and I didn't finish. I had more to go, but I don't want to be about me. It's my podcast. That poem was about how do you fall in love during slavery. I'm sure they did, and I was having an argument with in a relationship, and we was really arguing about the garbage, and I was like, yo, we're arguing, and like somebody fell in love during bloody lip. And chains around your wrist.
And found a way to make love and have children while being enslaved. And thought enough of each other to bring the child into the world and try to protect it. And hope that there was a future where they didn't have to endure what they did. Oh.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is tied between myself.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that.
Between myself.
We could do a whole nother segment of just your joints. You're amazing. Go ahead. Go.
And she was with the Poor Righteous Teachers, I hope. And then left that hip hop group, Nairobi Selah, and ended up being the best poetry host ever in life in Newark, New Jersey. And then moved to Philly. I hope I'm getting that story right. And is now a principal at a school. I don't know. She could be superintendent by now. Who knows? I haven't seen her in years, but she has a domestic violence poem where she says, my man didn't hit me with no bat. I ran into the bat while the bat was in his hand. What? What? And the whole poem is like that. It's like plausible denial through the whole poem. It's just like, wow. Wow. And Nairobi is a writer I looked up to. And she is clever, off the top, witty. And she started as a hip hop artist, became this amazing, amazing poet. And I mean, not that she left hip hop, but just, you know, and then just this, I'm talking about off the top, witty, amazing host of shows, and is now a principal plus and plus and plus and plus in Philadelphia, educating the youth them. And I have a line that I like to sometimes use as my mantra to remind myself that the only person responsible for motivating me is me. And I know it's a weird way to look at it, but that's how I like to write. And the line is, you hate my life because you hate your life. It's like, you don't even know me. Like you just randomly hating me because it's where you are, not because of where I am. And not because of how I feel about you. It's how you think I feel about you. And that's two different things. So you hate my life because you hate your life. You hate that I'm doing amazing things and doing well, or whatever you think well is. You don't even know what I could be going through day to day, but you hate it. You hating on it because you hate where you are. And Tommy Bottoms one time said, he was just talking, and this wasn't even in a poem or anything. He was just like, haters come from people who don't have anything going on for themselves. That's all they come from. Like, that's the only reason they have time to sit around and hate. And I thought about that. And I was like, I love that, because if you had something going on, you wouldn't have time to worry about what else. Yep.
Do you find that can be a reflection too? When you don't got something going on, you be like, oh man, you start
Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah.
Right. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because, well, I admitted that, right? I admitted that to you. I said I was mad because he was on the show and I wasn't.
No, you did. And you was always, and just going back to that, you know, deaf poetry, when I think about the people that didn't get a chance to make it, I have a list. You know what I'm saying? I
was told I didn't make the show because at the time in my life, I was bald head Queen Sheba. I mean, I've been Mohawk Queen Sheba, bald head Queen Sheba.
No,
that's what I was told. I was told Stan Lathan and Russell Simmons like women with hair. And at the time that I sent my video in, I was bald. I was like, I could have put on a wig.
No, that's not it. That's not it. I think if anything, it's a 9-minute poem that Stan only likes to have that 90-second joint. You know what I'm saying? What was that haiku that was on Deaf Poetry that was so fire? The Epiphany. I get it. She wants me to love her like she would love her if she was me.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan always talks about how that poem was like his favorite because it was short. It was to the point. He got out of it. But there were some people that had not got a chance to make that particular show. I put you in that on that list. I put Salam AC on that list. And I also put Nas on that list. I would have loved to see Nas.
You got to talk to Salam though. They offered it to him and he turned it down. That's different.
Yeah, no,
that's different than not being asked.
Either way, I would have liked to see.
I mean, I feel like he should have been on there.
There's
because it's a time capsule that you can never redo.
Can't redo it, and it's okay. But we have more time capsules to go, and he has a lot of moments. Salam AC, and one thing I love about you and Georgia Me is you guys don't play games with what you feel is a bad poem, not a bad poem, but a lazy poet. And you both of you kind of are coaches in the respect of the genre as well. Talk to me a little bit about that, about any newcomers that we don't know about, but just the iron sharpens iron thing.
I have a virtual mentoring program on GroupMe that costs $20 a month because people always say, oh, can you mentor me? Can you mentor me? Can you tell me how to get gigs? Can you tell me how to do the college circuit? And I'm like, yeah, join my GroupMe. And we talk about it all the time. We chat every day. We meet once a week virtually. We meet once a month on Zoom, and then we meet once a quarter in person, and then we have an annual meetup. And I've been doing this since 2018. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
It's always important to pour the information out.
It is. And it's hard for me to if every person in my DM, if I took an hour with each, it would take me forever. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's get into this group. Let's everybody talk, for my time, $20 a month. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's less than Starbucks. It's less than your gym membership. So you can find that on my website, ahurricaneinheels.com. Just the name of the album. Go there, click on membership, and you can join. $20 a month and know what I know. And it's a very safe space. It's a very safe space. And I only take up to 100 poet or writers, people a year, creatives actually. We do a business tip and a writing prompt every week. And we use it for half therapy, half poetry. And so those are the people that I'm giving it to initially. If I have a job or gigs or grants, that's where I pour into first. And then some of the poets, I've been traveling poetry versus hip hop on the road for the last 10 years, even over
Poetry versus hip hop.
Yeah. It's the name of my company.
That's out of control.
You've never seen Poetry versus hip hop?
No, I don't know if I like it. What do you mean?
Well, so we were
battle, son.
Yeah, I think I would lose to you. But
no, I think
So it's poetry versus. So it's a poet
in a
versus
slam. No, not in a slam. But in a battle,
MC.
How would I be able to? It would just be me doing it. Oh, not me. Let's exclude me. Excuse me.
No, it would be me and you. So if you were captain of your hip hop team, you would choose your team. I would choose my team. And then we would go first as the example, but we would go first for real. Does that make sense? So I would do a poem. You would do a hip hop set for 4 minutes. We both have 4 minutes. And the audience chooses the winner. And whoever wins, I can't tell the rest, but whoever wins something. So yeah. And we have an attorney, guys. Don't try to steal my shit. And my logo is my logo. It's not Canva. People have tried to steal my logo. 10 years of this. I've had to, oh yeah. I was actually afraid of Def Digital taking it during COVID because we were online doing the verses and we've been around for 10 years. We've been around since 2015 before Versus was Versus.
Right.
So, but the real Versus actually started in Jamaica.
But the thing is, when I think about if he was playing track for track, it'd be hard to defeat me. That would be difficult, right? But if we was doing live show,
no, it's live.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have a fighting chance. I mean, I gotta run up some mountains.
Let me tell
I
you
gotta get my
something.
wind back.
It is not often that hip hop wins overall. Now, hip hop artists will win their round, but their team overall, it's very.
Oh, and I gotta pick 4 people.
Yeah.
Oh no, then we're taking the belt. I get to pick. No.
And you can choose anybody. You can choose
anybody.
Kanye. You can choose Fireman, Kanye, and whoever.
No, that's not how it's gonna work. I would choose. I know 4 battle rappers with really good music.
Let's do. We should do it. Let's do it in LA. Me, Black Ice, Georgia, me, and I don't know, somebody else.
What we? Oh wow! You went heavy hitter.
Yeah. We doing it.
Yeah, I don't want no smoke.
Let's do it. Y'all heard it.
We'll go to Georgia. There's some people. I got some people in Georgia.
Okay.
We'll go to Georgia
at the winery.
Right at the city winery. I would love to do that. I am thankful to have you in my life, and you have definitely helped my pen. And thank you. I appreciate being on your project. Can you please, before you go, talk to the, I mean, I'm sure this podcast is going to do that, but like, let's tell the Grammys, this album and why.
My name is Queen Sheba. I have been a spoken word artist advocating for the advancement of spoken word for 24 years. And I have been a member of the Recording Academy since 2008. I wish I had my card around me. I have my original Recording Academy card since 2008, the Atlanta chapter. My album is called A Hurricane in Heels, and it is partially recorded live at different city wineries around the country. However, this is my 11th studio album, and I am most proud of this.
You heard it right here on That's a Bar. Those were bars right there. Wowzers. Thank you for that.
That's my name, Bathsheba Abeni Rem. Boom. My show, man.
There it is. Big shouts to you, and thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been a blast. I love it.
All right. You already know That's a Bar.
Peace.
We're a whole entity. Came through a sweater on my entity. I'ma keep sketching heaven off memory. I was there yesterday. It was heavenly. I'm okay with raising all of y'all apparently. Life ain't fair, so they claiming Pharisees. Over my career, exposure wasn't resi me.